Hi, I'm Monica Olvera. I'm the Technical Product Manager for PCIe FIS.
Hi, I'm Antonio Costa, the PCIe Product Manager at Synopsys.
And we're here at DesignCon 2026 in Santa Clara, California, and we're very excited to show you our next generation PCIe solutions.
So Monica, can you please describe us what exactly we are showing here at DesignCon?
Yeah, so we have our SerDes board right here. We actually have existing products that we were able to run at 256 gig, which is the same data rate as PCIe 8.
So it means PCIe 8 specification is already available for our customers?
No, it's not actually. We're at 0.3 version of the spec right now. 0.5 is expected to come out later this year, and we're fast tracking to release PCIe 8 in the next few years.
Okay, so it means our customers right now, they design with PCIe 7, which is 128 gigabit per second, and with PCIe 8, we'll be doubling the bandwidth. That's correct?
Correct. And you would also be taking advantage of all the PCIe advantages, such as the latency and the same FLIT structure. It's still PAM4, so you still get to leverage all that PCIe 7 to the next PCIe 8 generation.
So it's using the same PAM4 similar inputting as PCIe 7?
Correct. Yes, so it's still leveraging all the same requirements, with the main thing being some differences in the insertion lots, which are still being discussed in the EWG.
Okay, so our customers will really benefit from having the same signal encoding, the same FEC as PCIe 7, so there's no disruption in that side. So that's a great news. So there's no big reinvention of the wheel.
Correct.
That's fantastic. So why would a customer would need PCIe 8? Because it's faster, but what else?
Oh, yeah. So you get double of the bandwidth, but then, a lot of the applications out there also still use PCIe, even though there are other specifications out there in the ecosystem, because of the advantages such as the latency that PCIe offers and the effects and the FLIT structure as well.
That is fantastic. Our customers today, they use PCIe 7 for their design, and most of the design nowadays are AI related. And if you took an LLM, the fact you are doubling the bandwidth will allow you to have the double of tokens per second, which means you can support more customers, more users with the same hardware and more profitability, which is very important nowadays.
Yes, correct. Today, we are here at the MACOM booth, and we're showcasing our PCIe 7 interoperability with the MACOM driver. So here, we have the MACOM 39966 redriver, and then here we have the Synopsys evaluation board. So we have our PCIe 7.5 that has a transmitter to the MACOM redriver, and it's outputting PRBS 31. And then we have the actual equalization going on through the MACOM redriver. So before the redriver, there's around 25 dB loss. And then that's being then redirected back into our evaluation board, and it's receiving and keeping track of the data. So total insertion loss is around 35 dB. And as you can see here, the BER is really good. It's showing up to 4 levels higher than what the spec requires. And here as well, you can see the eye diagram is very linear. We have pretty good eye margins. And we have a really good separation between the different levels here. Overall, this is a really good demonstration to show that for the next generation PCIe 7 solutions, as insertion loss becomes much harder to tackle, we can work with companies such as MACOM that can create devices that can help our customers extend their reach for their PCIe 7 applications.
My name's Tori Lewis, and I'm with Synopsys, and I'm joined here with my colleague Heath.
Yep, Heath Fields, Viavi Solutions Sales, and I'll be running our protocol analyzer and exerciser.
So let me show you what Synopsys has on this side of the demo. So this is a HAPS 80 prototyping platform, and then it's also, more importantly, connected to our 64 gig by 8 lane subsystem test chip. And so between this plus the green cables plus this FPGA platform you can think of that as an endpoint. And then it's being tested with the Viavi test equipment, which Heath will share about.
Viavi 6P16 PCIe Gen 6 allows for protocol analysis and testing of PCIe Gen 6 up to Gen 6 speeds. and up to by 16 link widths. So right now with Synopsys' setup, we're at by 8, and we're able to select any number of the PCI SIG compliance tests. I got one selected. So what we have here is one specific PCI SIG compliance test, testing for a nullified TLQ. We can select that test and run it. And as the test is running, you can see in the bottom left corner, a log of each part of the test as it's executed and the result. So once the test is finished, we need just a few more seconds here. You can see now at the top center that the test has passed and the selected tests are finished. So when the test is finished, you now have a PDF file that's automatically generated that shows a deep description of what happened during the test and what the result was. It's also hyperlinked to a trace that we've captured that we can open, and then you can look at the tests at the event level at varying levels of detail. So as an example with that, we had here a trace that's been captured. And again, this is the Viavi trace view, and this is taking the PCID and decoding it at various levels of abstraction. So at the bottom here, you can see our LTSSM. So on the bottom right, you can see the classic PCI SIG LTSSM, the rate training and status state machine. The colored states are states that were visited and used during trace capture. And then over here on the right, you can see a chronological set of, we call them boxcars, showing all the different L2SSM states and substates that were used. You can see that the trace ultimately arrived at L0, the IO state, in Gen 6 at by 8. And then from there, you can see again at the bit and byte level, you can see the different events decoded. And then up here at the top, you can see a summary of each event in chronological order. So this is a typical example of the kinds of trace detail that we provide in our capture.
Thank you, Heath. That was a great explanation. I really appreciate that. This demo shows the importance of the PCI SIG compliance workshop, especially for 6.0 at 64 gig. This ensures that Synopsys is ready to go for the PCIe 6.0 at 64 gig in the ecosystem for PCI Express. Thank you for joining us here today. And again, visit synopsys.com/PCIe and you can download a lot of information. Thank you very much for watching.